Hey guys, so I'm going to teach you guys 6 ways that I find real estate deals that make me over $10,000 a month. That's net take home. Okay, so my name's Trevor Rice. I'm a real estate wholesaler in the St. Louis market. If you guys have ever done real estate wholesaling, then this is definitely the place to be because I'm going to show you guys some like real strategies that I use in my business that not a lot of people talk about because they over confuse things and they make it seem like it's going to be very hard. You got to send out thousands of dollars worth of direct mail and stuff like that. So today I'm going to show you 6 free-ish ways. There's an asterisk on that because one of these ways will cost a little bit of money. But before I start, I definitely want to give a little bit of backstory. You can skip. I'm gonna. If you want to skip my intro, it's fine. A lot of people like to hear my testimonial, but you can skip towards the video. It's on the bottom. It'll let you skip past this, but. A little bit about me. My name's Trevor. I was born in Sacramento, California. My mother moved me and my 2 brothers here in Illinois because technically I reside in Illinois. I'm just 15 minutes away from the bridge to St. Louis. And so I moved to Illinois and I just was a normal kid, went to high school. I was an average C student, played football for about 10 years. So I thought that was where I was going. I got a couple of recruits to come in, pull me out of school. And they wanted me to come play football. I was an idiot. I chose the girl over football. It ended up not working out in my favor. Plus, my grades weren't like really that great. I didn't focus on school as much. I focused a lot on just hanging out with friends and socializing. And then afterwards, I was out of high school. I ended up living with my buddy on his couch. My parents were very old school. They don't believe in kind of holding your kid in the house until they're like 25. So I ended up sleeping on my buddy Josh's couch. Thank you, Josh. Shout out to him. But before he left the military. So when that all happened, I wasn't making any money. Like I had zero income. I mean, I was trying to work jobs, but in a small town where I lived in Illinois, it was farms, factories, and fast food. That's all you had. And it really wasn't my thing. So what I did is after I found out that I'm not a 9-to-5er, I started selling cars. Now, not even a year into it, knowing my luck, not even a year into it, I actually, I didn't get really fired, but I got let go because the company had gotten shut down for embezzlement. I think it was like over $8 million in embezzlement. And so the car dealership actually got shut down, so I lost my job. At that point, then I literally had no money. I had a girlfriend who would have to, sneak in food to my buddy's apartment, like Dairy Queen and stuff like that. Her name's Colleen. We're together still to this day. We have a beautiful son. But that all happened, and at the point where I was just like so done that I needed to figure out where I needed to make my money. I've always been a big fan of real estate. I knew that that's where a lot of millionaires were made, but I started looking it up and I found out from Forbes, they came out with a study that there's never been any more millionaires made in any other industry other than real estate. I watch $1 Million Listings New York a lot. I watch Frederick Eckling. There's a scene in there where he made like $6.5 million in one strike of a pen. And it was finally like, I was like, okay, I really need to get into this because it seems like it's serious money. All you have to do is use your communications and sales, and you can help people and make a lot of money in the service industry. So at that point, then I started to try to research about getting my real estate license. In Illinois, you have to be 21. At the time, I was 18, so I could not be a real estate agent. So I thought that my dreams were done. But little did I know, I went to YouTube, where you guys are, where I'm at today, because it really does help. I went to YouTube, I looked up real estate investing, and I found Phil Pustiowski. Thank you to him. I mean, he changed my life because he showed me creative investments and creative strategies to buy real estate with no money. And at that point, then I actually started to take action with a buddy in my hometown. And then I failed, right? I mean, I couldn't figure it out. I could only learn so much from YouTube. And then at that point, I just kept working. And then I did my first wholesale deal. This is a crazy wholesale deal. Wholesalers out there, if you are listening to this, you're gonna laugh at this. But I had a 1998 Ford F-250. The thing had like less than 10 miles of gas, to the gallon. So to take me to drive from my hometown to St. Louis is about $20 there, $20 back. So I was all in $40. I had a deal that I had got from an online auction, hubzoo.com, I think, before they made you make deposits and stuff. And then I was gonna make like $40,000. This is a great deal. Now that's another lesson for another day. I got greedy, and it's a real estate red flag video that I'm gonna come out with. I got greedy. I lost the deal. So at that point, then my partner and I broke up. It was just me, and then I had to find a new deal. And not even 2 weeks later, I get a text from a realtor, and I'm gonna show you the strategy today. So I got a text from a realtor, and the realtor, his name is John Grissom of Berkshire Hathaway. He texted me and said, "Hey, I've got a property in O'Fallon. Come check it out." Now, I didn't have a pot to piss in. I didn't have money for earnest money. So what I did is I drove out there. I needed oil in my truck. My truck was smoking. I had to literally use like a flathead screwdriver for the solenoid or whatever to start my truck. It was bad looking back. But at that point, then I had went inside the property. I made my offer and they accepted it. The guys just want to get rid of it. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I'll actually show a picture here of the house. It was 1003 Matthew Drive over in O'Fallon, Missouri. It's right next to Scott Air Force Base. Beautiful, right behind the elementary school. I mean, this couldn't have been any better of a deal. Picked it up for $100,000, worth $170 after it needs fixed up. Needs maybe $10K in work. So what I did is I took the property. I started marketing to the buyers once I went under contract. So I went to meetups. I met a couple people at meetups, which is a strategy I'm going to show you guys today, who claim they were cash buyers in the Illinois side, which is very hard to find, especially since Illinois is a very tough foreclosure state, so a lot of lenders don't want to lend here. So at that point, then I had my buyers walk through the property. You know, I had the lockbox code. The agent gave me the lockbox code, and I had them walk through the property. I only had 2 groups of people walk through. First group of people said, "Oh, sorry, we have a little bit better of a deal right down the street." So I was down and out. I had zero money in my bank. I mean, I was done. I was actually going to CDL school because I was giving up real estate. And then the second group of people was a guy by David and Nima. Those guys walked through, and this is the craziest thing ever. This is what I'm talking about, wholesalers, if you guys listen to this. David and Nima, they came in straight face, right? Like, I smile a lot. I make jokes. I have fun. These guys came in just, yeah, so show me the property. What's the deal? What do you got for me? And at that point, I was like, okay, I don't even know if they're interested, but I'll walk them through anyway. And they're around my age or older than me, but I was like, man, are they really cash buyers? You know, I was thinking that in my back of my head. So I go through all the due diligence, and they go through everything, and they come back, and we meet up in the kitchen, right, where all deals have been done. We go in the kitchen. They ask me how much I got the deal for, all this stuff. I'm like, oh, what do you want to know? Stuff like that. Finally, I'm like, look, are you going to buy more deals for me if I bring more deals like this to you? They're like, yeah. That's okay. I have it for 100, which, mind you, I usually don't like to disclose how much I get deals for, because then there's a lot of people out there that are good people, but there's a lot of people out there that like to scam you and get you at like $1,000 above what you got it for, or they'll just go in a contract and they'll wait last second and then, not, do the contract correctly and then call the seller themselves and circumvent you. So what I did was, I told him, I was so desperate at that moment that I was just like, look, let me be transparent. Let me be honest with these guys. Hopefully they take it well, and it shows that I'm serious and that I'm working really hard for my money, and they'll do it. So I told him, look, I have it for 100. Okay. I was going to sell a steak for 110 because I know I could sell it to you guys for 110. I will sell it to you guys for 105 right now if you guys sell me the deal. And they were like, okay, so you have it for 100 and you want to assign it to us for 5,000. I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay. So, Nima kind of storms off. I don't know what's going on at this point. Then David was like, just kind of standing there talking to me more about the property. Nima comes back. I mean, I remember to this day, the guy was wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I mean, he wasn't wearing a suit, nothing crazy, but they claimed they were huge cash buyers. He takes $5,000 cash money, throws it on the kitchen counter, and at that point, it changed my life forever. I was like, okay, this is the proof that I can make money in real estate. I took the $5,000, I got a $300 apartment complex for my girlfriend and I, and we moved into the apartment with $600 for the rent deposit, and then I spent money fixing up the truck, and then I had like $2,000 left at that point, and then the $2,000 left I had, I spent it on gas, marketing, and more meetups, okay? And that's how I've done deals, and I started doing 1 deals, 2 deals, 3 deals a month. I've even gotten to a point where I'm doing 7 deals in 1 month. But I'm a one-man band, man. I don't really need to have the big businesses and the big corporations with a lot of employees, because I've tried that before. It's a lot of overhead and a lot of headache. You just sign yourself up for a job. So now let's get into this video. That's my testimonial. That's what I show you guys about how this is real, and that where I'm coming from, these strategies I actually did when I first started out, and you guys can do the same thing. So the first strategy I'm going to show you guys is you guys are going to think, wow, this guy's an idiot. But Facebook groups, okay? So let's say you're in the market of, I don't know which one's this, Indianapolis, Indiana, okay? This guy has a multifamily, 3-bedroom, 1 bath each side, okay? So it's 6 bedrooms, 2 bath. They're 3-bedroom units, which sounds really good. The rents are probably gonna be really high. So he's got $11.50 per each side. It's almost a 15 cap rate, right? So I don't know if this is off market or not, but this deal right here, for instance, looks like it's okay. So I would do due diligence on this deal. I would run comps. I would look for the ARV, the after repair value, and then I would find out if it needs any repairs. If it needs any repairs based off the photos that I have already, then I can calculate, okay, where am I at on my offer, okay? Facebook groups are really good to find deals, and I go through these all the time. So this is actually a dummy Facebook account that I have right now that I use to actually look at real estate. So right here, Richland College in Dallas. I look at a lot of groups in this Facebook post. You can do this as well. Make a Facebook page so it doesn't interrupt your personal page, and then start going through a ton of Facebook groups and start getting into the markets that you want to get into. So I go into other markets as well. Here's St. Louis, Missouri. This is my home market. Buyers looking for a non-MLS multifamily in St. Louis. You could actually add them to your buyers list if you wanted to. So, and then just keep looking for deals. Keep scrolling. Like this is a 3-property package for $112,000. I would obviously do my due diligence and look at the property, see how I can do it. And this is one way how I'm finding deals off market. I mean, look at all these leads. These are leads. Okay. So what I do is I end up calling up the seller of these leads, and then I tell them like, look, hey, I'm a buyer. I don't really mention to them that I'm a wholesaler, because a lot of people step away. Either they don't know what a wholesaler is, or the second thing is they think that you're just trying to make money off their deal, and that you're not trying to provide a service. But I just say, look, I'm a buyer. Here's my proof of funds letter. Can I come take a look at the property, or can I make an offer based on the photos that I see, and then see if this is something that works for you guys. And then when I make the offer, if they say, yeah, this is a good offer, then at that point, then I'll market to the buyers. Now, if you're in a certain market, I would definitely say this: build your buyers list first, right? I'll make other videos about how to build buyers lists, and there's plenty of videos on here on YouTube to do it. But build your buyers list first. That way you're not a liar. I don't want you to come in with zero integrity and then tell people, oh, I have a buyer for this, when really you don't. And then you're locking up contracts that you can't even find buyers for. It's really rough. I've done it before. Trust me. I went through that process. It's not good. So now that you get in contact with these sellers and say, hey, I want to come see the property, you make your offer accordingly. Now, I have an analyzer that I built myself. I'm going to drop it in the section. And you guys can use that and make your offers confidently, so that way you guys can get deals and then market them out to buyers, potential cash buyers, so that way you guys can make a fee. So that's one way. Facebook groups is really good. Make a dummy account and then join as many Facebook groups as you possibly can, and then DM a lot of people, DM a lot of sellers, real estate agents, and that gets me into my next thing, Zillow. Okay, so you guys are gonna freak, but on-market stuff, you can sell wholesale on-market stuff. I've done it. I've done 8 in the last 6 months, 7 months. I've done 8 of them on market. So what I do is, like, let's say if I'm in St. Louis County, right? I'll just search St. Louis County, and I'll go from price low to high, right? It's really weird how I do this, but low to high, it's a good strategy. I mean, it shows you the lowest price homes, and then at that point, then you go to the lowest price homes, and then what I do is I go into the map over here, I remove the boundary, and then I draw my own boundary of areas I know about that are potential fix and flip markets, and then I stay away from certain markets that are, let's say, too cheap in R&D class or just pretty much in the ghettos that I don't like to touch. Now, I'm not redlining. A lot of agents get on me for this, say, oh, you're redlining. which is exactly what I'm doing here on Zillow. It's like, no, I'm looking for preferences that I have for properties. It's not that big of a deal. So you're looking for investment properties in this area. You're not redlining. It's not illegal. Don't think that, if an agent tries to tell you this is legal, they're dead wrong. I don't know what just happened. Okay, so we're gonna redraw this. Okay, so this is like my area where I buy in St. Louis. Okay, looks a little weird, but it's right around here like that. Okay, and then I click apply, and then what I do is I go from low to high. Right, so these are all pre-foreclosure auctions. I have another video about pre-foreclosure auctions, about how to build relationships with people who actually have connections with those. Okay, so it looks like a lot of auctions at first. I mean, usually it is. You're not going to see price ranges, then boom, you're going to pop into, okay, Florissant, 44 grand. You got 163132 for 45 grand. Here's one in Northdale, right? So, based off of my experience, I know what deals are not deals and what deals are deals. But for you guys, the low to high strategy is really, really good because let's say if you know a hot market in your area, wherever you live, let's say it's Houston, Texas, and okay, North Texas in Houston is like fantastic. To go low to high in Houston, Texas, and then look for sale by owners, like this one, for instance, right? Low to high, it's in a good area in the 63135. But it looks like it needs a ton of work. Not too bad. I mean, it's cosmetic, right? But the exterior is kind of ugly. Cabinets need redone. It needs new appliances, new countertops. Basement looks fine. It looks like a solid home, but it just needs, some siding, needs some love, right? So that's definitely a deal you want to look into. Look at, okay, how much is this house worth? And then make offers accordingly. Call the sellers, make offers. The more offers you make, the more contracts you can potentially get. And it all is based on negotiations, right? So that is another way that I find deals, is FSBOs, and then I go ahead and I contact the sellers directly, or I contact the agent. Now there's a strategy called the double dip strategy that I learned from Jerry Norton, that I'm going to teach you guys in a different video, but it's a really good strategy to actually get agents to get you offers to the seller that they didn't really originally want to make. So let's say you made an offer at 70 cents on the dollar, right? Agents can be like, you're an idiot. I would never make this offer to the seller. Well, you use this strategy that I'm going to teach, and then they're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it, fine. And then they'll go, and they almost have to at this point because they want to make money. The next one is meetup. So I have a buddy right now. His name's Scott. I'm not going to go his last name just for personal preferences. But what he does is he goes to meetups. He uses meetup.com. I use meetups on Facebook as well as meetup.com, and I've done this strategy multiple times, and this is a good way to find sellers and buyers. Now, other wholesalers that you can JV with, right, that you can joint venture with, which is a really good strategy to find deals, or you can get a hold with agents who can find you off-market stuff before they put them on the MLS, or even just talking to regular sellers or investors or tired landlords that are there. Like, there's tired landlords that are there. I want to get rid of my portfolio. I understand. I understand investors. I'm an investor, so I understand that you guys need to get it at this price. Those are really good leads. Tired investors and tired landlords are really good. So these are all people that are literally mingling around at meetups. They're really, really good. Get business cards. What I learned is, if you hand out business cards, there's not going to be a lot of people that call you, right? So what I do is I get business cards, and then I take a picture of it, I save it to my contacts, and then at that point, then I call them or I send them a text, hey, this is Trevor, let me know if you have anything in inventory, or send me a link that I can be added to your buyer's list, or I can be added to your seller's list. And then at that point, then I can get more leads flowing, okay? And the other steps is Deal Machine. I have a affiliate code. I've done Deal Machine myself. I've got a deal out of it. It's really good. I just had a buddy of mine, David Dodge, shout out to him. He did a $100,000 deal off driving for dollars, and then I skip trace the phone number once I drive for dollars. If you want to know what drive for dollars is, you could just Google it. But technically, it's just where you drive around a neighborhood, you find properties that are distressed or they look like they're vacant, and beat up homes in pretty neighborhoods, pretty much. And then this software, Deal Machine, what they'll do is they will look up the property owner's mailing address and their real name and all that stuff immediately right there while you're in the car, and you can add it to a list. And then when you get home, you can upload that list, get their phone numbers, and you can either call them or send them texts, right? So my plan gives you the 2-week free trial. It gets you like, I think $50 in phone number credits. So you guys get a ton of value when I give you guys that affiliate link. Now Stratus Networks, this is the company that I use to do ringless voicemails and SMS blasts. So ringless voicemails, whenever you send out a voicemail to somebody without it ringing their phone. So you're not interrupting their day. It's a big gray area in the FTC right now to being compliant. I'm sorry, not the FTC, like the National Do Not Call Registry, anything like that. The companies like CFPB, this is not really smart if you're just gonna spam people, but if you're actually truly wanting to get deals and you're actually truly trying to contact people and not trying to pitch them something, this is a really good company. It's $250 a month, which is why I said it's kind of free. This is a lot of money, so you don't have to use this, but if you do have money to start, this is a good way. It's unlimited, like fully unlimited text blasting and ringless voicemail. You could send these leads to the sellers, and you don't have to cold call all day. Your time's worth more than cold calling all day. You need to outsource that. So this company is really good. I like them. I use them personally, and they are really good with keeping compliant and keeping yourself safe, because there's a lot of rules and a lot of changes in laws, and they have you go through a lot of disclosures, a lot of forms, and you have to accept a lot of these forms to be able to become legal and actually contact these sellers and ask them to opt into text messages, opt out, stuff like that. And this gets into my next strategy. So now that you found Driving for Dollars, now that you went to meetups, you got leads from there. Then you went to Facebook, you got leads from there. And then you went to the Zillow and you got leads from there for sale by owners, or even just talking to realtors, MLS deals themselves. Then we get into the real estate agent list, which you don't have to purchase the real estate agent list from this website. I've done it before. It's pretty good. I've got deals from it. I think that John Grissom guy actually messaged me from this, because I didn't even know where he got my number from. But I remember, this is the only one of the strategies that I use to get the agent's information. And then I sent him an email blast through MailChimp.com. And so what you do is you get this real estate agent list into whatever market you're in. You get their phone numbers, the emails. You send them out a text blast, or you can send them out, an email with the, Stratus Networks. You can send out the text blast or the ringless voicemail, and then you can send an email to them as well. You can buy the list here if you do not have real estate agent friends. Now, I would say this data can be outdated, right? I don't know when they refresh their lists, but there is a lot of agents that come in and come out of this market. So what I would do if I were you is I would contact a friend or a buddy or an agent that is investor friendly, and I would say, look, I am an investor. Hey bud, I need the entire real estate agent list, their emails and phone numbers of all the real estate agents in St. Louis County or Dallas or Houston or Portland, Oregon. I need all this stuff. Can you please send that to me? And then that way you can export it, because they can export it. It's pretty easy for them. They can just export it, send it over to you in an email. And then that way you can start contacting agents. So the actual script that I use is right here. You guys can write this down yourselves. I hold this script. I give this script away to people that I personally help and coach. And this script is pretty good when you are trying to get in contact with agents. Now, you can send text, or you can send this via email. I send this via email, and I keep it really organic, and I'll kind of push you through to why I wrote the message I did in this strategy right here. So the subject line says, investor looking for properties and wanting to pay 5%. Immediately an agent's be like, wait, what? And now you can see little things that I did to this message that that helps make it organic, because I'm a real person, right? I'm not just mass sending emails to agents, just spamming the crap out of them. I'm actually looking for a deal, right? So I don't capitalize the first letter. Now, I know that sounds weird, but whenever you see a lot of emails, when you're looking down your emails, let's say you have Gmail, you look down, you're like, okay, capital letter, it looks like really formal. You kind of like skim over it, right? But if you see something where it's like, hey, yeah, what's up, bud? And it's all like spelled wrong, you're like, whoa, what's going on? And you stop, you pause for a second. So I want them to get stopped and pause for a second to look at my email. So this investor here looking for properties and wanting to pay 5%, not wanting to pay 5%. They're like, whoa, 5% commission, hello. And that gets them motivated to look at the message. And then it goes into this. It says, hey, my name's Trevor. I don't usually give up my last name because some people get real salty and they're like, well, what's your name? I'm gonna contact your company. I'm gonna try to sue you, blah, 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 because you're emailing me and I don't like being emailed and I'm gonna get you in trouble. And it's just a hassle you don't wanna go through. So I just say, hey, my name's Trevor. I'm a local real estate investor here in St. Louis. You can insert your town, right? I got your contact information from an agent at a RIA meeting, I think. Now, this could be true or not true. You just say, hey, I've got your info from an agent at a RIA meeting. So that way you have some sort of connection with them instead of just saying, hey, you don't know where I got your information from. I'm just cold emailing you. You just say, I think I got an email or got your contact info from an agent. They said your name, I think. So that way you could be lying or you could be not lying. But at this point, you could have actually got this agent's information. You just didn't even remember. And then at that point, then you get in the next step where you say, hey, my wife and I, or you just make it really personal, my brother and I, or, I'm just looking to flip some houses. I'm just a local guy. Try to make it look really personal. Be like, my wife and I flip houses in St. Louis County region. I was wondering if you have any properties or leads in your pipeline that needs a ton of work or has great investor potential. I'm paying agents 5% plus to bring me to closing on a deal, pre-MLS or off market. Can you let me know if you have anything, please? I've attached my proof of funds letter. Thanks. Hope to hear back from you. That is a perfect email you can send to agents, or you can even text that. Like, it's just gorgeous, man. It's just really gorgeous. And you can send this via email or text and attach the proof of funds letter. Now, for proof of funds letter, man, so these are all the strategies that you have now that have helped you be able to find leads and get deals and be able to make offers. Now, the next step is obviously go to the appointments, make your offers accordingly, get your buyers to go under contract, make your money. This is how I did it. This is how I did my first $10,000, $20,000 a month, every single month, consistently for the past 2 years. And so this strategy alone is going to just to kill it. So what I do is, now that you have all of these things, you can be able to get these leads and be able to send them to your buyers list once you get them under contract. So that's pretty much it. I mean, the proof of funds letter, it's pretty easy to find. I go into it with my guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna drop a link down below as well for the company that I use for proof of funds letters. That's pretty damn good. That they actually do answer the phones for you and say, hey, this guy's legit. When you're trying to buy a deal, because they actually provide a service for wholesalers to where you don't actually have to put your own money into the deal. It's called transactional funding. But we'll get into that in another video. There's a lot of information in one video, but I hope that you guys learn a lot from this and this helps you out a ton. I don't have anything else for you. So let's get into some more videos, guys. So if you like this video, just like the video. And then comment down below what you think. And if you have any questions, I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can. And then I'm gonna make more videos as much as possible when I have time. So thank you guys so much. You guys have a good day. Peace.